It's our SME segment, and we've got Monioluwa Shonibare, who is the chairperson, Association of Professional Food Service Providers of Nigeria, and the MD of business like the Sweethands Enterprises, an outdoor catering company, Hush and Hush Florals. Well, if I go on now, maybe the businesses alone will take us all the time. But there's quite a lot. Today, she joins us to talk about how she has managed to navigate across her businesses, her different businesses on SME. It is great to have you. You are welcome.
Good morning.
I know I mentioned it, but you are the chairperson. What's that? What's the organization again?
It's Association of Professional Food Service Providers of Nigeria. It's an outdoor catering association for all outdoor caterers. Might be a food stylist, small chops, main courses, African dishes, Chinese. We're all together under one umbrella.
What does that association do?
We feed people. We cater for parties.
Okay.
You're having a birthday, we are there. Burial ceremony, we are there. Conferences, we are there for tea breaks and all that. So we cater whenever you have a party and you need somebody to feed the people, we are there.
Is there any form, do you do any form of quality control per se? Because like you said, it's an association, so that means that you have different people working under the umbrella and all that.
Yes.
And is there any way you do it? Is there anything you do that goes towards ensuring that there's standard across what happens in ceremonies?
Yes, because once in a while we have training.
Okay.
We bring people to train us, you know, because one person doesn't know everything. So we have teachers coming to train us on how you should make your kitchen clean, how to prepare temperatures of things, you know, of your salad. Was it 4% and all? Yes, we do that to balance up.
Now, before you got into all of this, you've been doing business for how long now?
28 years.
8.
Yes.
That's as old as some people are around here. But let me. Okay, what's your in your 28 years of business?
Yes.
What are the most interesting lessons you've learned as a business person?
I've learned to be humble. I've learned to be respectful. That will take you places. Be humble and respectful to people because you don't know who the person is.
Now, but doing business in a terrain like ours, Nigeria, is not easy.
At all.
Challenges and all of that come through. What are the most, which ones stand out for you? What are the most challenging things that you've had to encounter doing your business? And it's food business and all of that mostly, right? What are the challenges you've had to encounter and how were you able to overcome them? Because for you to stay 28 years, you've really been there and you've done that.
Yes, but because, let me say, because I do so many businesses, so I pick experience from Hush and Hush, the floral thing, and I impute it onto the catering. So I learn in different fields. I learn on different fields. And when you say challenges,
You've had to think about this one.
I think when you give prizes out, the challenges are how people pay you. That is number one challenge.
Okay.
You know, because you might say a plate of food is about 4,000, and they're ready to pay you 3,000.
Okay.
And for the standard which you provide, they can come and say, oh, somebody charged them 3,000, and they expect you to give you the same standard as you bring. Okay. It's not possible. So I keep telling people my standard is A standards is different from B standard. So if you want A, you pay for A. If you want B, you pay for B. You don't come from B and say, oh, B is taking a certain amount of money, then I need to take that. So that is number one challenge. Okay. But I still stand my ground. This is how much I take, this is how much I take. I will not lower my standard for anything. Because at the end of the day, I've seen that there was a time I tried going according to that kind of drama. I ended up taking more money from my husband to finish up the job. Because I still had to bring it down to my standard.
You didn't want to compromise on quality.
I didn't want to compromise on quality. I will not use bad tomato to cook, no. We use the hard, yes.
Use that.
Right, yes. We use the good tomato because some people use rotten tomatoes.
Yeah, that's one thing that I've heard about, that they go and they pick the dregs.
It's true. They're not lying.
You know, and when they blend it and all that, you might not be able to see it. And
you won't see it. Meanwhile, there's something wrong in your tummy.
Now, talking about this here, this brings me to another part that a number of people have complained is a challenge to doing food business. Food prices and inflation. That is something that across over the past, I mean, we've had the highest inflation in Nigeria on record in Nigeria just this past month.
Yes.
You understand? So generally, I mean, it's almost said it's not just only food vendors because everybody eats.
Everybody eats.
So this one affects
Everybody.
single human being.
Yes, yes.
How have you, as a business and as a person, how have you been able to overcome this particular challenge? How can people also manage in such times? Inflation, high food prices.
Okay, you know what I've realized about us Nigerians? I'm a Nigerian, first of all, before anything. We don't like farming. We don't like farming. And you don't have to go to the bush to start farming. Like, for example, what I've started cultivating this season, because I listen to what God says to me, and that's what I follow.
Okay.
When you cut onions, you don't throw them away.
Okay.
You cut the topmost part and you plant it. So every onion in the house or in the kitchen that we cut, we plant, we replant. So every ginger that we cut, we replant. So when we start that process, we'll realize that sooner or later we'll all be comfortable. But as long as everybody's running away from farming and we keep going to the market to buy things, there will be trouble. But if behind your house or in front of the house, you have, we have patches, you have small pots you can have to plant things like this.
Very true.
If you scoop your tomato, the seeds inside, you can plant them. Just scoop and put in something like that. Scoop your tatashe, scoop it, red bell pepper, scoop it, put it in a pot. Rodo, put it in a pot. Yam, you cut off the head and you plant it in a sack. Give it another 3 months. You have another yam springing up. By the time we all have that, I bet you.
The wife of the president mentioned this, or many people alluded to the fact that, because it's the wife of the president.
No, that's not true.
She's just trying to, make light of the situation. But it's actually true that if we all do invest more in agriculture personally.
Yeah, personally in your house, just a small portion of your house, plant something. The most things we use are tomato, tatashe, rodo, and onions. Plant them. They are the regular things we use. And we have yam.
We cut across almost everything.
Across everything. Plant yam. You will be shocked. You'll be amazed.
So growing up here, we had water leaves. Water leaves are easy to grow. We had yams, we had pumpkin, and then of course there were fruits, there was pawpaw and all of that. Yeah, we had space, but that's something now a lot of people also complain. In areas that are highly populated and all of that, where there's not so much space. And then you look at these urban developers, when they build these wonderful spaces, everything,
very tiny.
Apart from being tiny, you have blocks everywhere, interlocking blocks. So there's even you don't see nature, you don't see trees, you don't see even spaces to plant. But there's something you mentioned. You can make use of pots, like you said.
Yeah. Just say pots, that's all.
And
by your kitchen window, just get, you can have curry, you can have thyme, you can have all those things, oregano, by your kitchen window. Just have small vases like this and plant them all over. So when you need them, you just cut them. You don't need to buy them.
But how long is this sustainable?
It is sustainable.
Is it something that you can say because like you said now, planting rice is not going to be that easy.
Rice is different.
It's a different thing.
Exactly. Rice is a different ballgame.
Cassava is quite different. I know that it's quite, and those are that's the staple.
Yes.
Everybody. And then that one is there. What about places where people? Because I remember when you have a plantain tree or something, and then plantain goes into the neighbor's place and all of that. Quite a number of things and all of that. For those ones, how do you go about them? How do you go about them for the staples that that they need, mega production for it?
Yeah, that's where I pray the government comes in.
Okay.
For us.
Okay.
If they can give us at a regular price, at eco price, because there's a program called Eco Foods.
Oh yes.
If they can add it to us, if they can add us to that link, so we get prices, at the rock bottom price, then that would be fantastic for all of us.
All right. Thank you so much.
So we need that help.
This was this was quite expository from you. Thank you very much for your time here.
Thank you.
We do have breakfast. If you don't mind, you can just at least take a look at it.
Okay,
just tell
that
us
would be nice.
What,
okay.
All right. So we have something in the kitchen. Just come and take a look at it.
Okay, thank you.